Ferrari have a massive advantage this season, and it's not just that their car is absolutely rapid. Of all of the cars, they've had the advantage all the way from first testing to last week's race. So what is it about that car? Scarbs is back to explain.
So with the F175, Ferrari really have gone for a really strong aero concept. The big flat sides, the dished top, and the way that the undercuts work. Because the car's quite well balanced with its downforce front to rear because of the way the side pods and the floor are working together. So it does allow Ferrari to run much flatter to the track, which is giving them performance benefits, but it does then lead to some porpoising. Now, every team carries some degree of porpoising. Ferrari had it very bad early in testing, had it bad in Australia. The rest of the time, it's been fairly straightforward for them.
So a flatter car with the downforce very balanced front to rear means they can run the car very low. But why doesn't this create more porpoising? We know that Mercedes have had to run their car higher to reduce bouncing. So what's going on with the Ferrari?
One of the key things with the Ferrari as well, which is one of the few teams that have done this, is the front of the floor, the splitter or the T-tray, or the bib as it's now called, is sprung. There's actually a coil spring and damper holding it up. So even though the car's very low and it's ever so slightly nose down, that just runs along the circuit and just lifts up slightly as you go over the bumps, which again stops the car being thrown around so much, which is one of the things that initiates porpoising. So Ferrari really have got, kind of that whole package worked out, and again is one of the reasons that car is so consistent and is able to carry porpoising so well when retain its lap time and not shake the drivers or indeed the car to pieces around the lap.
And this is weird because it seems that Mercedes were fighting so hard to get rid of the porpoising, even running the car higher and carrying heavy sensors. We made a video about that. Whereas Ferrari were porpoising a lot, but still setting purple sectors. It seems they're able to keep the porpoising to just the fastest sections of the straights rather than in the fast corners. And it stops as soon as the drivers get on the brakes, meaning it's not really hurting their overall lap time. And the key to all of this has been wind tunnel time. And this has been and will continue to be Ferrari's big secret advantage here. Because they finished third in the Constructors last year, they have 10% more wind tunnel time than Mercedes and 5% more than Red Bull.
They had this extra wind tunnel time. It's actually wind tunnel and CFD time based on a calculation between the two. So far, Ferrari haven't brought any updates to this car. It's pretty much as it was launched and went through the first test. So then they have to think about what do they need to do to this car to make sure that they keep ahead of a resurgent Red Bull, certainly a resurgent Mercedes as the season goes on. They've got a lot more wind tunnel time. So they've got two options really. They can really try and work hard to refine the setup that they have, this philosophy of the side pods, the floor, the nose, the ride heights that they're running. Or they see if there's something better out there, if there's something that their rivals are doing that they feel will give them a disadvantage if they don't follow that direction. Maybe they're going to try and throw more downforce at the car, which would mean potentially a side pod with floor change. Or maybe they'll go even more in that direction, see that their rivals are struggling with their power units and maybe go even lower drag and try and get even more top speed out of that car.
Now, this weighting of wind tunnel time is one of the ways F1 are trying to level out the playing field and stop one manufacturer, Mercedes, from dominating multiple seasons. A bit Mario Kart really, run at the back, get the bullet bill. And it certainly has given Ferrari, as well as other teams like Haas, a massive advantage. For example, Haas have 45% more wind tunnel time than Mercedes. And it's given Ferrari a massive advantage, but they've grabbed it with both hands. Now to see if they can hang on for the rest of the season.